Quote, "I am a man with Down syndrome, and my life is worth living." Close quote. That is a statement that was made in 2017 by a gentleman named Frank Stevens. Yes, Frank has Down syndrome, and Frank provided expert witness testimony in Washington, D.C. before the U.S. House of Representatives Appropriations Subcommittee. And it was the first time ever in the history of that subcommittee that somebody providing expert witness testimony was given a standing ovation. Yes, Frank has Down syndrome, but Frank has value. He is now 44 years of age and serves on multiple boards around the country defending the rights of patients with Down syndrome. We can now diagnose Down syndrome with a test called a panorama test, cell-free DNA, where we have the technology where we can draw a tube of blood from a mom 7 weeks after conception, and with more than 99% accuracy, diagnose dozens of different conditions for babies in the womb. Yes, we can diagnose Down syndrome. We can diagnose Edwards syndrome, Turner syndrome, Jacob syndrome. We can tell you if it's a boy or a girl. But sadly, this information is used to kill babies in the womb. What is going to be next? Down syndrome now, but what is going to be next? We know that people are aborting their babies based on the diagnosis of gender, because when you have a test done 7 weeks after conception, there is still time to abort that baby with the abortion pill. Recently, you might have seen on YouTube a gentleman named Jesse Ridgway. He and his wife received a diagnosis that their baby had Down syndrome. Did they look for assistance and find out about these special people? No. They opted to, at 4 months gestation, to abort that baby in the womb, based on the diagnosis of probable Down syndrome of that baby in the womb. If you've ever worked with individuals with Down syndrome, or you have a family member with Down syndrome, these are amazing individuals. In fact, my theory is that if there is a love gene, that gene is located on chromosome 21. Why? Because people with Down syndrome have an extra chromosome 21 and therefore have more love than any other individuals. All patients have rights. A patient is a person, no matter how small. We are created in the very image of God at the moment of conception, where at that moment we are genetically unique from the mom, genetically unique from the dad, and genetically unique from the other 8 billion people. And at that moment, we reflect the image of God. So is a baby that's diagnosed with Down syndrome deformed? No, they are perfect and they are created in the image of God. They're a little bit different and they will have some needs, but we are now diagnosing and treating, and these kids and these individuals are living long, prosperous lives to adulthood and beyond, and many of them are fully functional and even independent. All patients have rights, and a patient is a person, no matter how small. We are now diagnosing, treating, and curing babies in the womb. We are giving blood transfusions at 17 weeks, open heart surgery where a baby has its own anesthesiologist at 27 weeks gestation, vascular brain surgery, spina bifida corrective surgery, laser vascular surgery. All patients have rights, and a patient is a person, no matter how small, and these persons are still persons, even if they have a diagnosis of Down syndrome. And yes, sadly, this technology is allowing people to get information and actually abort a healthy baby in the womb just because it wasn't the gender that they wanted. Stand up for the least of these. Stand up for these babies in the womb, just like Frank. All patients have rights, and they are deserving for the right to live. I'm Dr. Bill Lile. I've delivered over 5,000 babies, many of those babies with Down syndrome. These parents need support. They need education to help them through some of the challenges, but they also need to realize this baby is an amazing blessing, and they will learn from these special individuals diagnosed with Down syndrome. If you have any questions, you can contact me, Dr. Bill Lile, through our website, which is prolifedoc.org.